we have this season of raising our children and trying to do it as effectively as possible. But we can't be so busy that we never sharpen our blade because it's really ineffective. So sharpening the blade here is studying the 5 love languages for kids, actually getting involved and remembering this stuff and reminding yourself, like having notes.
Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world. Okay, guys, welcome back. And, I had a cup of coffee earlier, babe. Do you have any idea why it tastes like dirt?
I do not.
Well, it's just because it was ground just a few minutes earlier.
Gosh, you know what? You take a couple episodes off with me, and you come back strong in the joke department. It's coming on strong today.
Do you know I made a song about tortilla once? Now it's more like a rap.
Oh my gosh. We need to cut you off.
Hey, what does a nosy pepper do?
I have no clue.
It gets jalapeno business.
I think you want to have Taco Tuesday night or something coming up.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to just take a little bit of time and talk about something that's been being built into me lately, and we've been building our coaching clients because it really I think the last couple of episodes build up to this, the whole idea of mental stability and toughness and how to, get your brain wrapped around seeing the benefit when something doesn't go right and then learning from it, or the idea of, being willing to never dim your light in order to make other people comfortable. Instead, learning how to shine as bright as you can. You know what? This is something that was powerful. Actually, our pastor, I had a chance to be with him recently, and he gave me the best definition of humility I've ever heard. And he said that humility is actually doing the work to become all that you personally were designed to be in order to be able to now positively benefit as many other people as you can.
That's good.
And it's so interesting because, if you're going to really learn optimized living, like how do you individually actually learn how to be optimally functioning, right? In all different categories. Well, it takes time, but there's the one side of it is really digging into what makes you tick and not trying to be what makes other people tick.
Right.
So we talk about learning personality types. Get a book called Wired That Way and learn that there's 4 main personality types. There's the driver, and it's called a powerful choleric. And you know what he is? He's the person, or he or she are the people that usually end up being in leadership positions because their mentality is like very project focused. I'm going to get this thing done. We're going to push us over the finish line. We're going to crack the whip until it gets there. And it's really, there's a lot of strengths in that personality type. But the weakness is, because any strength overextended becomes a weakness. The weaknesses are you can actually be overbearing. You can be arrogant. You can treat people as like pieces to the project instead of actually people with feelings and emotions and lives. And so, you have to make sure you're living in your strengths, not in your weaknesses. Popular sanguine, that's the life of the party. That's the one that's really naturally social, that they can make everybody around them laugh and have fun. At the same time, if you live in your weaknesses, it can all be, hey, let's stop talking about everything else. Let's talk about me some more. And it's all me. And I need attention, so I'm going to try to steal attention. And so you can't live in the weaknesses. Peaceful phlegmatic, it's the no highs, no lows. They're very peaceful. You can't really shake their tree. They really provide a lot of stability around atmospheres. However, the weakness is you can actually be so down that path that you can actually be lazy, right? And then you end up disappointing people because they have to constantly push you instead of you pushing you to get something done. And there's perfect melancholy, which is the detail person. Man, we need detail people. We need people to be in the details. However, if you overextend that strength, now you get into perfectionism. And now it's like nothing's ever good enough. And even the smallest things can really be a big problem. And you can drive people around you crazy by trying to overdo things or overthink things. And so this is one area. Do you know your personality type? Do you know what your strengths are? Do you know what your weaknesses are? Do you know what other people around you? Have you studied this enough where you can recognize this on people? Because it'll change how you lead or interact with other people, right?
Well, and I know we've talked about it before. Do you know your children's personalities? Do you know not only your spouses, but do you know your children? So you know how to interact with them best and how to communicate with them best, how to encourage them best, and how to discipline them and take authority over things. Because we say all the time, we love it. Like different personalities bring together the whole household, but we all have to understand them so that we can communicate well together.
Right. Next, do you know your love languages?
Correct.
Do you understand that everybody has a love tank? Look at it like a cup that needs to be full for you to function properly, where you feel fully, like just full instead of empty and drained. And when your love tank is empty, you really almost act like, probably the best way I can think of it is, it's like, look at it almost like when your stomach's empty and you get hangry. You're not really you're edgy, you're just off. You know what I mean? You don't even see things clearly. Things are cloudy. It's hard to really focus on others,
Right.
So,
again, another great book, The 5 Love Languages specifically.
Yeah.
And again, so important to understand the people that are close to you, their love languages.
So real quick, with the love languages, do you remember what they are?
Yes.
What are they?
Well, there's physical touch.
Yes, I like that one.
You like them all. Words of affirmation.
Those are my top two.
See, those are the only two I need to know, I guess.
What else?
Quality time.
Quality time.
Acts of service.
Acts of service.
And words.
No, your favorite one. Not really. It's your least favorite one, actually. Gifts.
Oh, gifts. See, I forgot it. I do like gifts. I like gifts if they're really sparkly and if I can pick it out myself.
That is true. That is true.
But the 5 love languages have helped explain so much about you and me.
Because the concept is
and our
everybody has 1 to 2 of these as your primary, right? And if you're trying, because like for instance with me, say my maybe might even my main one is words of affirmation. Okay. And if I don't understand that there's 5 of these things, my natural tendency is to try to do for you what works for me. So here I am giving you all this words of affirmation or physical touch, which is, they're probably like a tie for me, really. And so here I am, trying to hold your hand everywhere we go, and you're pulling your hand away because maybe you're not a physical touch person, And so then I can be like, well, what's the deal? Why does she not? Is there a problem? Is it me or whatever? It's just not the way you feel loved. Maybe your acts of service. So when I'm doing things for you, or I'm like going out of my way to help you with something, or whatever, and you feel loved that way. See, like both of us, one thing, we don't have gifts as our love language, right? And we've done so much leadership type stuff over the years, and people are always so kind, and they're always trying to give us cards and give us gifts and this special handmade thing. And every time it's like, we know how to, with people's skills, know that this matters to them and that we recognize the gesture. But at the same time, it isn't like we come home and we're like, wow, this was just like filling our love tank. Usually this stuff ends up getting put off to the side a little bit because it's just not our love tank. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean we don't appreciate it.
No,
but
right.
It doesn't fill us up. Now, I know people who do have gifts, and you write them a handwritten letter, they'll keep that letter and they'll reread that thing once a week because it just makes them feel loved.
And I think, again, just talking about the 5 love languages, and I want to bring it back to family life again, is in like our scenario, we have, 6 different personality types here, 6 different love languages that are needed. Now, they all need something. And we have learned, parents, and I will just tell you, I think this is so important to just remind yourself of, is that all your kids need time, but they all need it differently. And so same thing, like one of ours is physical touch. She loves physical touch. If we love on her and hug her and hold her hand and just, give her that kind of love, she feels so filled up. Mm-hmm. Her whole day is different. Yeah. We have another one that it's quality time. And if you give her some good quality time, oh my God. Now, if we did the physical thing, she'd love it, but it wouldn't fill her.
Yeah, our quality time ones are Ellie and Bella.
Right. And if we give
That's their
them that
primaries.
quality time, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. But if you don't know that and you're trying to do a different love language, you're spinning your wheels and you're going to feel like you're trying really hard and they're not feeling any closer to you. You know, we have words here. Words matter to a few of our children a great deal. And so if we do not shower them with words and love that way, they feel empty no matter what else we do for it. And I will just tell you, there's only so much time in a day. And so if you're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, how do they do it with 6 kids? I don't even know how to do it with 1 or 2 kids. You know what I mean? Being really aware of what's needed in your household and doing those things first will free up your time.
You know, it's that I think it was Abraham Lincoln quote, right? Where he said, if I had what did he say? If I had 2 hours to chop down a tree, I'd spend the first, hour and 45 minutes sharpening my blade. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with this kind of stuff. Like, okay, we have this season of raising our children and trying to do it as effectively as possible, but we can't be so busy that we never sharpen our blade because it's really ineffective. So sharpening the blade here is studying the 5 love languages for kids, actually getting involved and remembering this stuff and reminding yourself, like having notes where in the busyness of everything, you remind yourself, set a thing in your calendar for once a quarter to remind yourself, oh, that's right. Because even as we're talking here, I got to tell you, like I'm trying to think of the last time I did something just with Bella. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I need to schedule something with Bella. And it's probably been equally almost as long with Ellie. So we've been in a hustle and bustle, but I could see how their love tanks are probably getting a little bit empty right now with we were just talking about this last night about how there's a little bit of a wear starting to happen across everybody, and it's just probably a big part of it is that we're so caught in the hustle that we're not doing the individual things for love languages.
Well, and parents, I'm
glad we listened to this podcast today. This is really helpful.
Well, we were even talking about it for you and me. We kind of reminded each other last night.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I mean, how important it is.
Yeah.
And you get so busy, and then what happens is by default, you'll start getting angry. You'll start getting lost. You'll start feeling hurt by things that wouldn't normally be that way.
Right.
Just because you feel so starved of the way you want to be loved or the way you want to be seen.
So that's love languages. This is part of optimizing you and how you're living. Like, I need to know what mine are because I need to be able to communicate with you, what's going on with me. So we can, and I need to know what yours are. I need to remember them. Okay?
All of them.
All of them. You do kind of shift them. I work on one and then you're like, yeah, but really it's this other one.
Okay, but it's how I keep you on your toes, hon. I mean, we've been married 20 years now.
Well,
I mean, like.
I feel like a 230-pound ballerina being on my toes so often. Okay, just so you know. That's a horrible visual, isn't it?
I just feel a little woozy.
Yeah.
Considering,
I don't even know why that came out of my mouth, to be honest with you. It's pretty weird.
Considering on top of everything going on in our life, we have 3 kids of dance and recitals are coming up, which we never talk about dance. It's so funny because that's on our plate too. But now I'm feeling woozy thinking about dance.
We were just having a dance party in the kitchen the other night. We had the window or the door open, and we had the 80s music playing, and everybody was cooking. And
well, Greg thinks it's not a dance party unless 80s music is being played. Well, that's the only kind of dance party there would ever need to be.
Greatest music ever invented. Let's get honest, right? Have we even listened to music since after that? Really?
No.
We kind of stopped listening to music probably around 2000.
No, once in a while you get in your country modes.
Maybe a little country every now and then. Yeah. But even then, a lot of that stuff we listened to is like 20 years old. I don't even know what's out today.
Way before my time.
Yeah. We just got, amazing podcasts like this to listen to and stuff. Sports to go to. And then you only have so many hours in a day to listen to music, so you might as well listen to the best, which is the 80s music. Right?
That's true.
Anyways, another thing that you need to learn is
physical touch with the foot during podcast.
I'm sticking my foot out all the way across this table. I'm about ready to pull a muscle in it because I'm trying to get physical touch from Jackie, and she's scooting away.
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach you about this, okay?
What was yours again? Oh, yeah. Never mind. I got it figured out.
There's another thing that I learned from one of our coaches, and it's Strength Finders. There's a test called Clifton Strength Finders that you take online, and it's actually designed from high achieving people. It wasn't a random pool of people. It was high achieving companies where people were hyper productive. And so they evaluated them and came up with different strengths that you can actually have. And it's like 34 different strengths. And so what they do is you take this test, and then it tells you what your top 10 are. And the top 10 are the ones that if you invest time and energy into doing tasks within these strengths, it could be things like strategy or individualization or competition or WOO, which is WOO, winning others over. Everybody has these different strengths. Well, you need to position yourself to be doing things within your natural strengths, and you're going to be so much better at it than anybody else would trying to do it the way that you would do it if they don't have your strengths.
So good.
So anyways, it looks like this is going to need to be a part 2. So
it's actually just a continuous series with us, honey. Like our podcast,
I guess it is. It's like really like part 120
right,
or something.
Exactly.
Now, right?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Got it. Okay then. Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.